Hi there. So now I'm here again. You gotta spread your sunshine when you have it, right? So I'm going to talk about the aura. And I probably will do several videos, and this is so fun because this is a number 120 video, Yeah. So I don't know what's fun with that, but it's just that I never know the numbers of the videos before I do them. But now I do know because it's the 1st of January 2020. First day of this decade. What we will do with this? Teal Swan, she have a predictions video up that I will link beneath. I know there are a lot of opinions about everyone, obviously, and I can myself, I've never had problems, I don't think, so much with what she has said, but at times she have, as I experience it, this coldness, or almost like she's a mask, and maybe it's just the efficiency or something. She's like very on point, you can say, which is that's a positive for most people. So I don't know. Yeah, some things take a longer time for it to sink in, though. And I know it probably sounds weird to many people. I also put that link on my Facebook page, and I am quite sure that many think that I'm absolutely weird having it up there. And that's okay, though. Here I don't think as many do, actually. I think you get it better, more. Some of you at least. So it's a beautiful, beautiful day here in this small town of Skellefteå, far up north in Sweden. Yeah, a beautiful day. It's very warm, like 2 degrees Celsius, and sunshine. It's dripping from the roofs. There is not much snow on the roofs and so on, and yeah, it's not slippery to be out walking. At least not where I've been out walking this morning. And it just feels very positive for this time to come. The birds are singing, and yeah, I don't know. It's a good day. So about the aura anyways, I will try to be a little bit focused, although if you really want to listen to focus, you probably should seek her or someone else out. Yeah, but I share from my perspective, yeah, from my beingness, and whomever that's for, it's for. So yeah, so about the aura, I have mentioned this many times before as well. So I'm so sorry to everyone who have heard me for years, and thank you for being around still, if so, because I repeat several things. I will hope to get somewhere else than repeating. Yeah, but anyways, I will shortly mention this, that the first time I know that I saw the aura, probably when we are babies or younger, we do. Although we don't think about it because it's very natural to us then. But the first time there was a temple dancer here in town, and it was dark. It was not only that she was there. I guess I was around. I asked my mom this day, actually, if she recalled what she was there, if she recalled what year it was, but she didn't. I know where I lived then, though, so I guess I could have been 24 maybe. And I had also been to these, what are they called? Is it called like rebirthing? I'm not sure. These breathing techniques where you I don't know, is it really called that? Maybe liberating breath or breathing. It's called more like here in Sweden, in Swedish, if you translate it directly. I'm not sure actually what it's called, but I went to a woman here in a small place right outside of town. Maybe it was just 3 times or so, but it really released a lot of things. I had like cramps in my hands, especially one side. When I did that, it was really, there was so much locked up in my body. It was an amazing experience. So, but the thing is that I mean, that was clearly one of the things that added to me opening up to seeing auras. Then I started to see it everywhere though, so I got a little bit scared. Or not scared, but I hesitated to open up even more. I wonder what would happen now if I do. So, but I went to this, I did not expect that then. This was the first time I saw auras. I went to this, and to this temple dancer from India who was here, and they have these hand gestures and beautiful clothes, and there were 2 men also on the stage. It was very dark in the room, so you didn't see each other sitting in the audience, and they had incense and these instruments. I don't know what they are called. Someone sitting on the floor playing some sort of Indian kind of instrument, and so she started dancing, and in this dark space, because it was also not very bright on stage, and I just saw her aura colors just shining. It was different colors on the lower part of the body than the upper part. And it was like a very bright green, aquamarine almost, like, but strong on the lower part, and I think it was that way, if I recall right now. I had a newspaper notice, or it was a whole page from it. At that time, I had it for a while where I had written what it was that I saw, but I now don't recall exactly. But I remember that it was green and it was purple, the colors that I saw. And one was in the upper part, and I think it probably was the purple in the upper part. But now I'm not really sure. Maybe it was like the heart chakra, the green, I don't know. And these colors, they just, in the dark, was shining. Like, yeah. Other times after this, when I've seen auras, is mostly when it's bright. So I think maybe always it have been when it's bright. So that was amazing. And I tried to like shake it off, and I thought, okay, this is something with the incense. Do they have some lights or I don't know. I was trying to figure it out with my intellect, what it was that I saw. And I also asked my mom if she could see it, and she couldn't. So that was an experience that I have carried with me. But after that, because then I kind of realized how you shift your sight sort of so you can see it. And the problem for me was that I took into so much information, even before I saw auras. And then when I spoke with people, I saw, meanwhile they were talking, or when I was talking, I could see their auras all the time, and also on plants and trees and my cats and everything, and even around like solid objects like houses or whatever, but more so living beings, so to speak. Like plants or animals or people, and humans had then more like complex auras and colors and more shifting as well. And then it became like I was overstimulated. It was stressful to always see these different colors and don't understand what I should do with them. Why? It was enough to deal with, I felt, without seeing that too. I didn't understand that it was really a help. And now I try to, I can see them still when I want to, but I practiced for several years to stop seeing them because it was disturbing to me. I got irritated because I didn't see any point. It was just more information that I picked up for no apparent reason. So I didn't want to see more. I wanted to kind of see less and to be relaxed. Otherwise, all the information started processes that made me think, oh, why is that? Or, all that. And also I didn't have anyone guide me. I could probably have, if I would have been in that balance, I could have read or learned from myself, but I had no access to computers or the net or so on wasn't probably was it even invented? But I didn't have it or have access to it anyways. But I probably could have bought a book and read or learned something more about it. And I think I learned a little bit. Also, I did this, actually before then, maybe I should go there. I did this chakra flow massage. That is a special kind of, maybe I should link. I've put this link here before as well. There is a man here in Sweden who channeled someone called Ambrose, who was like a Egyptian priest in ancient Egypt, who gave this massage to him through him then, and also how to balance the chakras and so on and aura. And so before I saw this, I had felt the aura for a long time. I felt energy, and I could feel the chakras and so on as well. So with my hands, differences in energy and so on. And I guess that had been going on for, I'm not sure for how long I had done that, maybe a couple of years or something. And so I was aware of it, and I was aware of the need to balance it and how you can do that and so on. But when it came to the colors and seeing it, that was sort of overwhelming to me still. Especially since I saw it all the time, I never could turn it off. So especially also when I talk to people, you always pick up, even if you don't register it consciously. So when I was speaking with someone and they started to lie to me maybe, or if they just shifted in their moods or in their attitude or something that I said, meanwhile I was looking at them and I saw exactly how they reacted to it, or that something really changed, maybe their whole aura color changed. And that was like a strong indicator that something happened here and what. So I started to try to understand this, what is this? And since I didn't understand it, I just got disturbed by it. It was really disturbing to me because I couldn't ask everyone each time hey, why did your aura shift now when I said that? Or why did it shift when you talked and suddenly when you entered into a subject or said something specific, everything changed? Why? I was too curious, and also I had a lot to deal with myself at the time as well. So it was it was too much to deal with. Also, I started to see around, sometimes I saw, not many times, but also I felt the spirit world very much touching me and so on. And even that was a little bit overwhelming. I liked it though, but also to feel it almost all the time. They were touching my hands and my arms or my head, and I felt stop. Although I liked their presence and so, so it was stressful still. And I could see also the spirits belonging to someone in the I mean, when someone had a strong connection to someone, I could see them in the energy field of that person, you can say, or the outlinings or contours of that person. And that was also stressful because I didn't know what to say about that or what to do. So there was one time I saw this child standing beside someone, and I so much wanted to say something, but what could you say? Maybe that person, I still don't know. But probably that person had lost some child that was very close to. It was a him, this one. A man. I don't even remember who that man was. It was at a kind of a self-help group where people had problems with alcohol and stuff, and I just saw this. I think it was. Never mind. I don't know if it was a girl actually, but it felt like it. But I saw that little person standing there beside that one. And just to get all that information and not knowing what to do with it, or if I should do with anything with it, and if I shouldn't, why should I see it, you know? So, yeah, I decided to try to turn it off, because I hadn't seen it all the time always. So it took some practice, maybe a few years at least, probably, because every time I thought about it, I suddenly saw the auras again. So when I tried to turn it off, I had to consciously totally focus in on the physical material world and keep my focus there. And immediately if I thought about the energy, then I saw the energy, you know. So yeah, it was difficult. So it came back many times, because I kind of thought that when I was out walking or whatever, or just looking at some plants or something in the room, or my cats or whatever, and I was thinking, oh, I don't see auras everywhere now. And then suddenly I saw them everywhere again, you know. So difficult. Anyway, so I realized, as I've said also repeatedly, I guess a few times anyways, that the troubles that I have been in lately for quite some time, or around me, I don't know, I see everything as a transition or an initiation, or a sort of a vision quest in a way. I mean, I think there is a purpose. I don't every time. Not every single minute I'm able to realize that or think that. I can get into accusing or thinking stuff is not fair, or one other. But I'm so happy, I'm so rich, and I'm so, yeah, I feel so blessed. So I can't complain really about anything at all. But it has been tough, that much I can say, and to some degree it still is. And what I realized during this time also is that if I would have kept this ability, this would never have happened. But I didn't understand that then, that this would be such a help, because then I would immediately have seen if someone had ulterior motives. And although I pick up when something is very important for me to understand or know, I know that my spirit guides will come through and let me know, and they will warn me, or they will show me, even if they just show me tiny bits and not the whole picture. They may not give me more information than I exactly need to deal with the certain situation in a safe way. But and sometimes also to not have information is protection in a way. But anyway, so so I guess that it would have been very, very, very good if I would have kept that openness and so on. But it was what it was, and I needed probably all this time to get back to it now. And still I don't keep that open all the time, but now the communication with the the spirit realm is so constant. It's always there. So I pick up much more clearer now than I did then anyways. Although I don't constantly see auras. So, yeah. That was that. But I think, and I've thought so for a while, that it would be really an awesome thing to open it up more and consciously let it be as open as let myself be as open as I was in that sense. I also realized that my confusion about how I read something about the colors, the meanings of colors, or what it could mean in the aura and so on. I remember that, but it didn't still make any sense to me. I still couldn't use it in life like such. It was not helpful for me or others. I couldn't see how. And now I see that now I could communicate with the energy itself. I don't have to read, let's say if the aura was green or whatever color I picked up or interpreted it as. No matter what, I could also pick up the information the color would have, because I pick up information. So I wouldn't have to know the meaning of the color green, let's say, because it's because I could communicate with it. I could pick up it instantly, the information of that color intuitively, and know what it wanted to say at that moment or with around that specific person. So yeah, it would be much easier now. I don't need to learn that, and I wouldn't have had to before either. I know that now, that if I would have kept seeing these colors, they would have started, or I would have started to understand their message. I would have started to listen to their information and understand it just by being around it all the time. It's almost like codes that I would, or a different language actually, that suddenly I would understand it, as if they were speaking French around me all the time and I didn't understand shit, and then suddenly it would be understood. So I know that would have happened by itself if I would have been less impatient and irritated by the fact that I didn't know what to do with it. So yeah. So that was not a very smart move, but who knows? I probably have needed also to be more grounded. I don't know where I would have been flying away if I kept being that open also. So I don't know. But yes, certain things I would have avoided and understood that I should avoid, and so on, that I did not. But that's the case anyways, certain times, I'm sure you know that yourself, that if you don't see auras and so on, if you are around someone and you pick up mixed signals or mixed intentions with them and so on, you know that, but you still easily maybe shut it off or shake it off. There is this woman around me that I'm not sure how to deal with her exactly. I don't have to deal with her a lot, but yeah, especially that people don't always say things, but especially if you are a psychic and so on, you pick up a lot, and then to interpret it yourself without them explaining what's going on, it's like a little bit of a riddle though. I could go into reading them, but I don't do that. I don't read others than those who ask for it, and then the information is for them, not for me. So anyways, but this one, her words is like very friendly, and her behavior is like antagonistic, or almost like an enemy, and she throw out like tiny darts now and then, with certain words or with her eyes or so on. And I don't know what's going on there, what's that all is about, honestly. And I would have seen this. I mean, I wouldn't have. I saw this immediately, but I should have. I should not have shaken it off as much as I have done still, because other people do have, and I myself do have all different kinds of sites and whatnot. So usually there is not much point going around thinking, why are people like that or this, or I mean, people are, that's it. So, but then I have had something to do with this one somewhat, and I'm also a very, very curious person always. So the fact that she have signals all this strangeness have also made me curious about why. I kind of want to know what that is about, And you can never ask someone, hey, why are you so, why do you have this like a enemy energy kind of towards. I mean, you can't go around asking people that. If they wanted to say that or show that it would be so visible as it is to me, then they would say it. So if I ask it, they wouldn't say it more then. So, yeah. I'm not sure what to do with that. She thinks she's very smart. I mean, she thinks she hides it. and it's very, very, very obvious. So I don't know. It's just you just have to shake people off and let them think that they can fool you as much as they do think so. It's just to let it be and know know yourself and your own choices. That's the only important thing, and your intentions and who you are. The rest is their problems, really. So still somewhat surprising. Yeah. I guess that's a lot of some people say you have a theme in life, and I think sometimes I wonder if that is people have tried to mention what my theme would be, but I'm not so sure if that's correct interpreted, but maybe it is, the things that I've heard. But I also think this whole doubleness to I don't know what the lesson would be there, though. to maybe stop interpreting it, just recognizing it, and yeah, that's what it is. Because to try to figure people out, it's kind of meaningless. Even if you do figure them out, what's the real point? It takes some energy still, so. And in itself, I mean, we all have all kinds of sides, as I said, but there is, in certain situations, people have these sides that are so opposing at the same time, kind of. And that I've met much. And yeah, how to integrate that into your how do you even communicate or meet such a person? I don't want to be not loving, and still I don't want to be however pushover. If certain things are signaled extremely clear and I don't even show them that I see it at all, that wouldn't be fair, especially to them, because I see it anyways. But I mean, to let someone think that the world is so stupid and they are so very, very brilliant, maybe it does not serve them well. So, I don't know. I think that is what I try to figure out. how to deal with those kinds of people, and generally I really don't have to, and I avoid it when I can. When I recognize it, I try to avoid it as much as possible. In certain situations, maybe not when it comes to love, but also I am, as I said, very curious. Okay, I drift into this now. Yeah. But when it comes to love, though, I have to say something about love. When it comes to that the feeling that I have is always positive and it's always whole. Then there may be certain behaviors and whatnot around that are how can I say, that doesn't seem to fit my experience, let's say. But still the feeling is so strong, or the things that I see in that sense. So it really doesn't matter. The problem is when the things that I pick up from within, if you say, when that start to be very, very double, then there is a problem. And that have been the case in several relationships also that I've been in. Very, very difficult to discern what things are about. Yeah, I'm back to the aura now. I should talk for a short while, I said. Aura. Yeah, okay. I've already talked for a while. Let's see now. Well, I will just basically say a few things here then, and I will come back in a video where I don't ramble as much about myself. But still, as I said, things are clearer. Then you see the energy, and the energy, you see and feel energy always, but if you see the colors as well and so on, then the message is in your face even clearer. So, and you can even see it before. The changes shifts there first. So you will be prepared on what to come. If people think about saying something aggressive towards you, you would see it in their thought before it hits you, let's say. So, yeah, so it's great advantages. So I have to reactivate this ability in myself now that I would experience it as a positive fully. So maybe I should even open it up always. I don't know if that is so smart though, but maybe. Now it would not be disturbing to me at all. Okay, but everyone have an aura, and that's like the electromagnetic field around us. And that is also what we are. That is our soul. And that is what informs the body. So to heal from the spirit and the soul is the way to heal the physical as well. Because the patterns we have in our energetic field, that will manifest if we don't change that. So if we heal, for example, a bodily disease or cure it, with some measures, then still, if the patterns aren't changed on those more subtle other levels, whether it's thoughts, emotions, or whatever levels energetically, then these patterns will start to recreate similar problems physically as well. So the only way to actually heal is to work on that level, so that it will be a sustainable health. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but anyways, yeah. We think of ourselves as this physical, but we are actually the energy, and that does not go away even when the physical does. So yeah, so yeah. And it's nothing strange, by the way. If you haven't seen this, it may sound like there are some, I don't know, advanced or even odd or crazy people who would see it or anything, but it's not anything odd about it. It's very, very natural to everyone to be able to see it, and I think children see this all the time. And actually, not long ago, I was in this church town here, and there was a man who showed me into one of those little houses, and and I took care. I didn't know him, but he wanted to show how it looked, and yeah, I'm a curious person, also a little bit less open now, more suspicious as a person about things. So I made sure to keep to not be indoors and him behind me or so on. So, and I took photos inside there, and because it was very beautiful, but I checked that it was enough distance to him so that I could get out, before he would do anything to me or whatnot. I mean, I didn't think he would like rape me or anything like that, but if he would, I mean, this sounds even worse probably, but it would hurt me like physically or anything. Even if he would reach me with something, I have that sort of, I don't know if it's PTSD focus almost all the time. But anyway, especially there when I was alone with someone I didn't know and going in somewhere and whatnot. But then I took some pictures in that little place, and I had a sense, but not, because in the way I've always been very open, and I'm still, but although more suspicious now than ever, in a way, I want to be friendly and I want to be open and so on. So it's like my natural ways is to be that way. So anyways, on those pictures, I felt that something was odd, but I didn't really, because I took greater care, although nothing with him with his obvious ways were threatening. He was very friendly and sharing his knowledge or whatnot. It was nothing about him that seemed dangerous in any way, but still something in me reacted, so that I was very aware exactly of what I was doing and he was doing and so on. And then on the pictures and the photos, he was in one of them at least, I remember, and then his aura was all like not black but like shadowy dark, and that was a little bit scary actually afterwards, that I saw his aura in the picture, and that was not good intent in that aura. Oh well. But anyways, it's you don't have to be a mystic or anything. It's like all of these things sounds much more, it's special, but it's natural. And it's, I mean, my bonus kid, for example, I don't think he cares about that I'm telling this about him. But we separated, his father and I, he sometimes came to where I lived and stayed over there, and so. And I showed him. He laughed at all my stuff, the things I was doing, and so. But I showed him how he could see, like just holding up his hands and see the closest energy around the fingers, this bright thing, and he saw it so clearly. I could also see what he saw. Sometimes you can do that also, not only what you see, but you can pick up what others see, and it was so interesting how kids does have this. You don't have to show them really, but if you say it, they see it instantly. And he was like, no, I'm not sure he was a teenager yet, but he was a little older kid still, but very open, to these things, as we are naturally, all of us, until we close it off with our thoughts about how reality must be, and then we don't accept that something else is there, you know. So we have to reevaluate our whole way of viewing life and the world if we shift our visions, our way of seeing. And so therefore I think people also block it a lot, because it's so disturbing to have to, what if this is true, then however is everything, you know. So but it's natural. So, and we can also start to see it more efficiently. You can easily see the first layer closest to if you look at the hand or around the head or shoulders and so on, the ethereal layer. That is usually also seen as bright light or just white, you know. And well, it is magical, but it's natural, yeah. So, but then when you practice, you start to see more and more. You can see various colors and various layers, and also things in the layers of the aura and all that. So, yeah. So you can practice it, and also with time it develops by itself. It's a communication. Energy is communication also. So you get more aware of what energy is doing the more you work with energy, however you do it. So it's about patience also. You can't really push it, and there is nowhere to reach exactly, because wherever we are now is where we should be, and the things we learn and pick up, they will come exactly at the moment we need to, or I'm open to actually receive them in a good way. So, yeah. So it's nothing that is held back from us, that we have to push to kind of crave to receive. It's always there. Yeah, I don't speak even softly here, I know, but yeah. Yeah. And I think that kids always see that. It's common in drawings and so on. Kids do that. You can, if you yourself see auras and so on, you know, notice what they are painting. Colors around people and so on. So, yeah. And also when they paint stuff other colors, like a blue cat or a person that is purple, or that the sky is a different color than usual or so on. It's not that the kids do think that they are that color, or if they are colorblind, but it's just that they perceive the energy or the auric colors in nature and so on, and around people and so on, and then they express that. And if we question that as if it's strange that the cat is blue or something, then that also adds to those comments, make them shut down a bit, but because they shouldn't see that, or that shouldn't be there, and so on. So their consciousness becomes more narrow. So, unfortunately, then. But all of the material world, and that was also one thing that I was surprised by when I saw auras everywhere. I thought, okay, when I started to see it around plants, I noticed when it was around my cats and so, or animals overall, but mostly because I lived with 2 cats. With them I saw it all the time. But when I started to see it also around trees, outdoors, and so, that was kind of natural because they are alive. But when I started to see it around like every object, then I wondered, how can this be? This is not even living things as such. This must be something wrong with my vision, with my eyes. I don't know, you know. But all materia is vibrant. We know that now, or we may have known that for a long while, but I didn't know it. And every, you know, collection of atoms, those protons or electrons or whatever they're called, they vibrate, and they have this energy field around them. So they are in constant movement, and those movements, they are electrical, so they and magnetic. Those energy vibrations gives off energy as well, but I don't know about the exact physics of it, but it's not so odd still to see it. But in living things like animals, plants, or humans, then those atoms are more active and more vibrant than in so-called dead materia. But you can communicate even with materia, which is awesome now since I started doing Munaki and everything. Oh, you can communicate with everything. But not only pick up information, but really communicate. That's awesome. But it's easier. So if you start to look or learn to look at the aura, it's easier with living beings to begin with. So it's easier to see around than trees or plants or animals or people. So, and it can be easier if you have a bright background, and sometimes it's easier because you relax more if you look at a tree or something, or plants, because you don't push yourself so much to see. If you have a person standing there and you practice it and they know it, then it can be more like stressful to try to push it, and then you block it. Also, another thing, I now and then have been sitting in church and so on, and there apparently you can look at everyone there if you wish to, but the priest more than anyone else is like standing there, and usually the background it can be quite some things there, but usually it's also pretty much of white background, so it's quite easy to see the aura of priests. and also the relaxing, the environment itself make it so that you can like stare at them without them wondering too much about what you're doing. So or I guess if you are listening to some lecture or something else, that will work well as well. Okay, so and also if you can feel the aura, as I said, not only with your hands and so, but if you feel that you get emptied around other people, like I was also, as I mentioned, for some years of my life visiting those self-help kind of groups, and other people said that, I'm like filling myself with energy here, like gasoline, to, is it called that, to a car, or like filling themselves up. And the interesting thing was, I always felt like I was drained as much as they were filling up. So I wonder, are they like filling up from me here? What's going on? So so if you tune in very much, and also if you tune in very much without maybe noticing it in other ways, and others are the opposite, then I think actually that can be the case, that they kind of, your energy go to them, without knowing how the energy flows. So that's an indication that you actually feel others' energy field, and that's why you get drained. And also, if you think about other people as being colors, like if you think of a person and you instantly connect them with a certain color in your mind, then you also probably pick up aura without seeing it unnecessarily. And if you feel if someone stares at you and stuff like that, also, some things as is patterns from before, and someone that looks like someone else or so on. But also when you meet someone, if you immediately dislike or like them, maybe also that you actually pick up their aura. I think in one case where I love someone very, very much and deeply, I feel that I also pick up someone from spirit that loves that person so very much. And it's not that I very much connect with that person in the spirit world. It's like a vague presence of that person. But I notice it. I notice that my love for that person is kind of mixed with their loved one in spirit, as if that one shares it on, kind of. And sometimes I could get this I don't know, it's like a love that you only kind of not only have for your child or so, but it's like it's a love without limits. And yeah, that person is and was so extremely loved by this other person in spirit. And since I connect with spirit, I think immediately I picked up on this love, and I become almost like a channel for that love. But it's my love as well. I feel love too, but it's a combination there that is interesting. Anyways, okay. Yeah. So also, if you feel how somebody's feeling without them showing or saying something else, or if you feel someone's presence even before you have seen or heard them. And if you're very sensitive or aware of how sounds, colors, or scents even and so on make you feel better or worse, it shows your sensitivity to energy. And also how you react to weather. If there is like going to be storms or thunders or so on, if you get nervous or irritated, I get exhilarated and happy. But no matter in what direction it goes, if you feel energy changes in the atmosphere as such, and you recognize that you respond to them, also how certain people stimulate and strengthen you as well as some may drain you, but and also how when you get into a room, if you recognize that you immediately get relaxed or nervous or angry, how it shifts immediately when you get into the presence of certain people or into a certain room. Or if you get into a certain room and just want to stay there, I mean, even if it's emptied of people, I mean, just that you feel the energy of the place, or that you immediately want to leave as well. Yeah. And also, have you gotten a first impression and then pushed it away because your intellect maybe come in and then you find out later that it actually was correct, the first impression? So you can if you're not aware of this now, you can try it out. Like if you are in certain rooms, how does it feel to you? And if that is clear to you that it's different, that it make you feel quite different whether you're in this or that room, then you also very much feel energy. I mean, it can be in your own house or home, or others, no matter what you prefer to try. If you have, if other people live in the house also, to go into their space, or if the others have their own room or something, also you can go in there and see, because their energy will be more there where they used to be then, and how does that feel to you? And if that is a clear difference, then it's the energy, the aura you kind of pick up. So it surrounds the physical body in each direction. It's three-dimensional, and if you are well, then it's like formed as an egg around us, egg-shaped. And the shape and the size and the colors and the clarity of the colors shows specific things about your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. So also as a healer or working with people, it's really, really good to see this and to activate this ability. Yeah, I mean, you can be of so much more help doing so. I wonder what that was. I think it was my cat doing something. So I wonder how much more I should do this very shortly. If I should just take a little bit of a break, or since I do ramble. I think, there is so much to say about this, so maybe I have to come back to this, I think, because this gets too long. I will take a little bit of a break and let you know more about the aura later. And I hope you find it interesting. Thanks for now.